Good morning, students. Today we will see the development of surfaces. First exercise in our video tutorial, Unit 4, Development of Surfaces. Now, in this question, they have given a pentagonal prism of base side 30 mm and axis 70 mm is resting on its base on the HP with a rectangular face parallel to the VP. It is cut by an auxiliary inclined plane whose vertical face is inclined at 45 degree to the reference line and passes through the midpoint of the axis, draw the development of the lateral surface of the truncated prism. Now the question says clearly it's a pentagonal prism. Totally 5 sides will be there. There will be a pentagon in the top as well as in the bottom. All the lateral surfaces are rectangular. So 30 mm side. So in this, they said that pentagonal prism is resting on its base on the HP with a rectangular face parallel to VP. Means the pentagon is supposed to be in such a way that one of its side is parallel to VP and it is cut by an auxiliary inclined plane. Now let us see that pentagonal plane. You know already how to draw the projection of a pentagonal plane, pentagonal solid, pentagonal prism. We will see that one first. So this is what the first step in your projections of solids, third unit, you did it. A pentagonal prism having a side of 30 mm and a height of 70 mm. I have drawn the top view and front view of this pentagonal prism, which is already in third unit itself. So you have learned it already, and you know how to incline it, how to project it, everything. So the development of surfaces is very easy comparing to the projections of solids. Here we need to cut the solid and we have to project it, all those cutting points, and we should mark it in the developed surface. Now the entire pentagonal prism is composed of 5 rectangular surfaces. Every rectangular surface is existing between A to B, B to C, C to D, D to E, E to A. Now these rectangular surfaces should be opened and we have to make it as a open rectangular surfaces. In that we have to project the cutting planes, cutting points, then we should mark it and we have to connect it. Now let us make that cutting plane first. I have marked all the notations of A, B, C, D, E in the top as well as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the bottom. Now if that pentagonal prism is developed, totally how many sides we will get it? 5 rectangular surfaces we can get it because it's a pentagon. So that 5 rectangular surface, each side is 30 mm means totally 150 mm we have to get a rectangle. 150 mm by height is 70 mm. So I am marking that all those 5 surfaces. Please understand this height is supposed to be maintained same with this front view, but for your understanding I have projected a little bit more. Now I'll modify that one when I am making that cut section. Okay. Now I am marking all these points A, B, C, D, E, A and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at the bottom. Then I have to project this cutting plane. I have to mark this cutting plane in my front view exactly at an angle of 45 degree. And I should mark all those cutting edges between A to 1, E to 5, and B to 2, and D4, and C3. Wherever it cuts, the cutting plane cuts, that particular cutting point should be marked and it should be projected in the developed surfaces. So let me go for that projections. So I am projecting the cutting planes, cutting points. Wherever the cutting plane cuts, that cutting points I am projecting it. Now look at here. Between A dash to 1 dash, it cuts here. So I am projecting the point up to the end. Why? Because we have this A and 1 on both sides of our developed surfaces. Here also we are having A1 and here also we are having A1. So like that we have to go for. Next I am projecting the cutting point between E and 5 up to E5. Next I am projecting the cutting point between B and 2 up to B2. Similarly, I am projecting this cutting point which cuts, cutting point existing between D and 4 up to D4 here, capital letter. So this is the way we have to mark it, and then wherever that particular projection line cuts here in the developed surfaces, we have to mark all those points Finally, these points should be connected, and this is our developed surface. The red color indicates the developed surface of that particular cutting portion. Now, sometimes the question arises that whether the top portion of this cutting plane should be developed or the bottom portion. Always, preferably, you have to go for the bottom surface which is existing in the ground or lying on the HP or sitting on the ground. That particular portion has to be developed. So the remaining portion should be the black color lines in the developed surface should be a light line. The red color lines should be the thick lines in your development of surface. Now, after finishing this, you have to go for dimensions, marking all the dimensions. So the dimension, the side of the pentagonal prism is 30 mm and the height is 70 mm. The total length of the developed surface is 150 mm and the angle we have to mention 45°. All dimensions are in mm, scale 1:1. That's all. This is the development of a pentagonal prism which is cut by a cutting plane. Thank you.